Good morning, everyone. Here we are. This is the fourth weekend of the Global Empowerment Summit, the third Global Empowerment Summit. It has been an amazing journey so far. I think it was more than 100 live interviews that we already did in the last 3 weekends and 2 more weekends to go. Today, I have some exciting things to go through, and my first guest is Patricia. I will get to her very, very soon, but I would like to say thank you for everyone for watching today or tomorrow or in a year or in 2 years, because this is what we want. We want the knowledge to spread. We want to give for free. We want to empower you guys. And we are working on a sustainable community, empowering others, and then you can empower others too. So thank you so much for being here. And Patricia, how are you today?
I am good. Now I'm even better because now we are online and we want to invite everyone who is here right now to go ahead and share our link so that we can have more people joining us is live. Thank you, Andrea, for the opportunity to be part of your amazing community.
Yes, it's just something that I love, because there's so many amazing people out there. There's so many amazing speakers like you, like Angela and Cynthia. Hi guys for joining. Thank you so much. And it's just for me a pleasure to bring you in front and give you visibility, and in the same time you are giving so much value. So this is just an amazing process. And today we have some exciting things to talk about. You already have been part of the summit with one interview, and now you have the second interview coming up with an exciting topic. But before we go there, one more time, if someone is watching you for the first time, how would you introduce yourself? What is your purpose here? Who is Patricia?
Thank you so much for the very intriguing question. Who is Patricia? Yep, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know me yet, my honor to let all of you know I am an individual who is passionate about living the best potential in myself. And I am always on FB Live. In fact, I've been doing FB Live for more than 500 times collectively. And it all started during the pandemic. To give you a little bit of my professional background, I'm actually a stockbroker. So I deal with stock markets and all that. Being on FB Live is actually my alternative way to really explore another side of me, so that I'm able to offer more values to my community, definitely to my investors as well. So on this note, I'm so grateful that Andrea has established this community. So we are a group of passionate human beings out there to help all of you to be that better version of yourself.
Love the intro, and thank you for the introduction. And we already display the title of today, which is so amazing because everyone is on Facebook and everyone is using it for different perspectives. So, guys, if you're watching us, Angela, Cynthia, and Sharm, what are you using Facebook for? Type it in the comments, and all the others who are watching us, just show us what is the purpose. Why are you on Facebook, and what are you using it for? And today we are exploring with Patricia Facebook Live, which she has been doing for so long, and I'm admiring her so much for doing this. Tell us about your Facebook Live story first, and then we get to the practice.
Absolutely. I got it started because of this organization that's called Toastmasters International. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of it. But apart from it, there was a very interesting project establishing social media presence. And in fact, I'm always intrigued by the fact that, hey, with a click of a button, you can just go online. But I never actually have the guts or have the courage to start until one fine day. It was sometime in May 2020. One of my friends happened to be a Toastmasters friend too. He was trying to encourage me to, hey, Pat, just a click of a button, you are online. What is stopping you? And he was so kind. He was just beside me. I couldn't say I will not, because the click of a button is so easy. And that's how I started. So miraculously, I really liked it and I've gained so much. And here I am today. Gosh.
And so many things are changing on Facebook. I think it's a very interesting time that we are living in. There are so many things that they are trying, new things like community building, especially because they have been changing the functions, and now instead of groups they call it community. So it's going into that direction. So from your perspective, what are the benefits of doing Facebook Lives? Let's just start with that. And then after we go to your concept, very interesting ABC concept.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there are numerous benefits for doing Facebook Live, but I'm going to make it really simple for all of you. It's the power of three again. The first benefit, definitely that courage that we can actually go beyond our comfort zone. This is great for self-leadership. I feel social media is here to stay. Either we embrace it or we are going to be left behind. The choice is ours always. So for me, the number one tip is doing Facebook Live actually encourage my self-growth and just give me the space to step out of the comfort zone. So that's number one. Number two, definitely is also a space for us to connect with like-minded individuals. We all know human beings are not an island, so we need each other to be better, to especially support us in whatever endeavors we are on right now. And for me, this is a space for me to connect with people who like my topic, who like my content, and we help each other to be better. Number three, wow. Number three is really exciting, okay? Number three, FB Live is actually a great way, alternative way for us to generate more income, more profit, more money. That's for sure. That's when the money comes in. But if we don't zoom into it, there are numerous benefits that are just uncountable. So the money part, I always feel is just a bonus. When you're ready, the money will just flow in. Yeah.
I love it. And we have a lot of comments about how people are using Facebook. Let me just read a little bit about it before we go to the tactics and the tips from you. So Angela is saying nowadays it's mainly for business reason that she's using Facebook and not really for personal reasons. Then we have Charm saying sharing experiences and events and sometimes motivational learnings. Then we have, I guess, Cynthia used to use it for getting updates from friends and posting updates too. But these days, not too much time for it. I use it more for business page. Yes, same. And then we have someone saying, I use Facebook to increase awareness on sustainability issues and Agenda 2030. So it's also something nice. And then here we go. Charm is summarizing. So first, number one, stepping out of your comfort zone. Number three, connect with like-minded people. And then number three, adding income and bonus. So thank you so much, Sham, for summarizing. And Patricia, here we go. They are ready for your tips. Let's go. Check out the ABC.
Thank you. Definitely a big shout to Sham and Angela and all of you who are watching right now. In fact, we are a community of great people and we help one another. That's why they are here and we are here. So I'm going to share with you three very important tips, the ABCs of FB Live, to make it really successful so that you can get the best out of it. The first A is really that awareness that everybody can be a Facebook Live user. The moment you are able to really know that you are able to, that's when you are going to experience some miracles. That's why I put here in FB Live, miracles happen. Now, this awareness is so important. The awareness to ourselves that we can do beyond that usual way of marketing, branding is so important to me. For myself, when I went on FB Live continuously for more than a year, that was really a hard call on my part. One of the biggest gain, I became eloquent. I also have a lot more self-confidence. I have to let you guys know, before that, I used to suffer from stammering. That was when I was a kid, because I was actually an extrovert, but I always lived an introverted life. So I always felt difficulty in expressing myself, and that really depresses me as a person. So this is a way for me to get out of my so-called incompetency and gain something. But I have to let you guys know, all these are hard work, but hard work, hey, you get paid off over the years. And yeah, since the pandemic, I'm more comfortable right now. And I'm still learning. I'm not saying I'm there yet. I'm still learning. But that gives me that confidence that I can keep going and not give up on my dreams and my hopes. The second B. Now, the B is highly tied to that awareness. Once you are aware of your opportunity of using FB Live with all the algorithms out there, there's a course on it, by the way. That would be another session if you guys want it. So all this awareness would actually It's going to be really useful for you if you take action. And this action part will only happen if you believe in it. Okay, when I say the concept of believe in yourself first. Believe that you are competent enough to manage all the FB life. Basically, it's very user friendly. The only advice I have for all of you to share is to try it. You have to try and get a friend who is on FB Live, try together. We did FB Live together with some of my friends and they love it and they started doing that. So another great tip, believe you can do it and grab a friend to do FB Live together. It's fun. The final C is really having that sense of community, believe that the community will support you. The community will not happen. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Global Empowerment Hub, I have to repeat this. If you're already a member of Global Empowerment Hub, this is a space for you to grow. If you don't engage yourselves here, then I always feel it's a missed opportunity because this only happens once a year and because we are connected, we are like-minded individuals. So these are my 3 simple tips: awareness, belief, and enjoy the power of community. I hope that helps. And that's when you will see miracles happen all and on and on. Yes.
So what are the miracles that happened to you after you tried this? Because I remember the first Facebook lives, how you started. And I also remember myself first going live and feeling awkward and embarrassed. And then now I just don't even care. I mean, I just do what I do. But at the beginning, we are all starting to be so self-conscious. And then we are like not really ourselves. So how was this process going? When was the point when you said, okay, I'm not afraid anymore, I feel comfortable? And what were the miracles that were coming after that?
Absolutely. You know, when I decided to go on this, I was really scared, but at the same time, I was greatly supported by a great group of friends. Even though my FB Live, it doesn't have thousands and thousands of viewers, but to me, that's fine because, hey, this is something that I want to do of myself. So that confidence is really something that we need to work on. I need to reflect upon. So this is actually the source of my strength. And I know I'm an individual who loves self-growth. Not everybody likes it, by the way. But if you enjoy yourself being a better version, hey, this is a space for you. Now, the second thing is really important. So when I keep doing all these things, miracles just happen. I have to let you guys know, amazingly, I get connected with people like Andrea, people like Sharmini, people like Angela. And to me, they are my angels. So miracles happen all the time, but that awareness and that ability to really recognize miracles is another skill set. I thought that would be my superpower, true enough. Because of all this confidence, if you believe in the law of attraction, it really happened. Now, one of the biggest miracle I have to say is that ability to connect with people who are so high up there, whom you think are untouchable. I got connected with them because of FB Live, because of the confidence that I managed to generate. I'm going to give you guys some example of all these individuals. Definitely, I'm in this community that's called Toastmasters International. Because of FB Live, I get connected with the highest ranking leaders in my organization. All the past international presidents who are untouchable, they became my friend. To name a few, Dr. Dato John Lau, he's a great friend of mine, a coach, a mentor as well. He's in Kuching right now. And I also have the opportunity to get in touch with past international president, Luck Jolly, distinguished Toastmaster. All these are huge leaders in my life. Last but not least, even outside of Toastmasters, you won't believe this, I actually had an opportunity to meet Mind Valley's founder, Vishen Lakiani, because all these things happen, you see. So I actually am very, very much, I just can't say enough great things about FB Live. It gives you a space to connect with amazing individuals. And that's when miracles happen. That's when you have more money and when you enjoy more abundance in your life. Yeah, more happiness for sure.
I love it. I love the passion, first of all, and I also love the tips that you are sharing, and it's so inspiring because most of the time, like even Angela said, And she's a coach, so she's working with people, but she is also camera shy. So basically, there are a lot of people who are, I don't know whether it's just belief or it's something to break. Is it something that is a self-limiting belief, maybe, that the camera is something superficial. And at the end, when you don't see the camera as something superficial, but you see it as a tool that brings you closer to other people, then it just turns it around. I don't know how it worked for you, but for me, it was when I realized that, okay, this is just a tool. It's just bringing me in front of the people. And when I talk here, it's just like I would meet them in person, right?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. To me, all the social media platforms, all the Zooms, and all this amazing creation of the 21st century, I feel they are a very powerful vehicle. No longer we are bounded by where we live, where we are, even the time zone. We can able to have breakthrough. We go beyond our territory, and that for it, I mean, that in itself is a miraculous thing. And once you're on it, you are experiencing your miracle journey. You're able to connect with people all over the world, all walks of life, all races, having that same common vision and build that bigger vision, whatever it is, that big, audacious, hairy goals that you have in life. You need to use all these social media platforms to get yourself connected with the right person, the right mind, like-minded individuals and the leaders out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
And we have questions arriving. Hi, Yuva. Yuva also joined us. So basically, Cynthia is asking one question. So, how to cope with the not many turn up, like just 3 or 4 people showing up during Facebook Live? It can be a bit not motivating. So, yeah, we all know about the power of likes. And I think that's a very
Yes.
important question here, what Cynthia is mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. I can take that question because all this while, I will always start even I have zero audience. Because to me, audience would be there if we start first. So I'm not fond of inviting all the audience, then I start my Facebook Live. I don't. But I make it a point that I'm always giving value and I always have certain content that people like. Right now, my FB Live, I call it the Trilogy Talk series. I talk about money, music, and magic. And of course, I'm still building my group of like minded individuals. By right, there are some tips and technical things that you can do to generate that like, but I like organic likes and organic audience. So even if your audience are just a single digit, I would say go out there and do your live, because when we haven't built our name big enough, this is everything that we have to go through. So this is from step 0 to beyond, and you will see yourself having better confidence and you feel good about it, because now you are no longer relying on the people to start your own journey. No, you are the master. You can start even if you have zero audience, and that's why I like. And on you just keep exploring, and that's where you will find the joy. Yes, seriously. Yeah, give it a try, Cynthia. I'm so happy for your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing this. And I think from personal experience, I can tell it to you too that we all have been there, that we are falling into this trap of checking the likes. Immediately after you post, you are still checking, okay, is there anyone watching and all this? And I would advise you not to do that. Why? Because when you are just posting, you are doing it for a while, you are focusing on yourself, your message, your audience, then you can be more authentical, and the fear is somehow disappearing, because the fear starts with the comparison. It starts with checking who is watching you, and the likes, as Patricia said, it's not really what we are doing this for. We are doing it, remember, ABC, awareness, right? And then being there, and then getting the community, and then being brave enough to show up. And this all will lead you to a self-growth. And once you got that, people will feel it, and then the audience will grow. But you have to switch off this usual thing of comparison, of checking the likes, of seeing how people are reacting. It's just leave it
Yes.
there for a while, especially at the beginning, and it will all come, right, Patricia?
Yep, yep, absolutely. And this journey by itself, because I tend to be really insecure when I see my like, oh my God, so little, I get really nervous. Then I'll be texting my brother, sister all over the world. Please like, please like. But I slowly found out this is actually my insecurity. I need to manage that. And once you're able to look at that as a fresh perspective, as a great learning curve, then what happens is you will have a shift. This shift actually is so powerful. You feel so powerful that, hey, your value as a human being is totally, you have to own yourself. You don't need other approvals to be yourself. That would be my biggest learning shift that I want to share. I can't stretch enough importance of it, because once you get there, you feel so liberated, because you don't need people to approve what you are doing. You're just there to serve. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have one more questions, and also I just want to mention on this one, Cynthia is saying that used to do Facebook Live, but since no one really shows up, I stopped doing it. There is also a technical reason why you shouldn't stop doing it, because once you start the Facebook Lives, then if you are there all the time, you will be shown to more audience. So basically, if you try it once and you give up, it's most probably that not a lot of people will see you. But if you show up every single day, right, for a year, like Patricia, more probably more people will see you, and you can build your community, right?
Yes. Do it as something that you really enjoy, and focus on your own growth. Yeah, if the audience will come in automatically, because they will sense your energy, and they will come and support you. Let me know, Cynthia, your FB. If we haven't connected yet, we love to connect with you. Thank you.
And Angela is asking you, would you be my live test buddy, Patricia?
Oh wow, my honor. Bring it on, Angela.
Okay, so you can meet in the next Facebook Live. And you guys are
Yes.
asking something. Patricia, can you please share any tips on creating an engaging Facebook Live? So it's more about how to make it more engaging, how to make people engage and write and comment and be part of your Facebook Live.
Right. How to make it more engaging? That's a great question. I guess we can get those answers if you Google it along the way, but I'm going to share from my own personal experience. Now, if you really want a lot of followings and a lot of audience to your Facebook Live, the very easy thing is, if you are having a special bonus session. So you're going to give gifts away. This is some of the FB Livers do. They come to the page, then they will have certain incentive for you to log in there. So it can be in the form of vouchers or even monetary reward, that kind of thing they do. Sometimes they do that because they want to pull a lot of audience there. So I leave that to you. If you are in a business, that could be something that you're looking for. So if you are giving things away, that would definitely attract the audience. Now, the second thing is really important, is really to have a marketing plan. FB Live, I know it's only FB Live, but also do your basic marketing plan, like a poster, and inform your audience when you're going to be on live, and make it consistent. I am still on this journey of learning. I've done several posters, and sometimes I have to tweak a little bit. So give yourself the room to make it a little flexible, but definitely do your branding there. So as far as branding is concerned, actually, Andrea is a master in terms of personal branding. So go ahead and approach, Andrea, if you need any professional service. Now, the third thing is really, really important. To attract more people to your Facebook Live, get yourself involved in those Facebook groups that share similar interests. If you're interested in financial freedom, you probably want to be in a group with certain, whether it's stockbroking group or whatever it is, investment chat group and all that, be a member there. Some of the groups that are really friendly, they will allow you to post your own information there if you're doing a live. But of course, not all are doing that. So you got to be very discreet and also ask permission before you do, you even blast yourself out. So these are the 3 tips that I want to share with you guys. And if we sum it up, definitely. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, audience out there, please do the summary for me. What are the 3 amazing ways to increase your engagement with FB Live?
You see, that's also one engaging question here during live sessions. Summarize it for me. So let's see who is still here.
Yes,
And
yes,
who
yes.
will
Whoever
do the
summarized it
summary.
really nicely, I'm going to bring you out for a dinner. How's that?
And
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I'm
we
serious
have
about it. The first person, yes.
so we have one more question, I think, before I'm bringing up Manoj, because I see Manoj already in the studio.
Oh,
So
good.
we have one question here from Amelia. Amelia is asking, is there any moment that you feel like you don't have any content to share? It's like writer's block, right?
Of course, Amelia, she's also a great friend, Toastmasters friend as well. I have to say this happens to everyone. To say I don't, I am lying, and I'm going to be very honest. Yes, I do. But how do I keep myself growing? Is also accepting the moment that hey, there'll be times when I don't even feel like doing FB Live. I have to say, when there were moments that I felt like I had nothing more to contribute, I don't know, fake it until I make it, right? But those are the moments that I need to embrace my own so-called moments that I need to pause and think and reflect. And I'll just come back. And for me, this is the moment that we can also share with our audience to let them know it's okay not to be okay. We are ordinary human beings, but living an extraordinary life because we believe that we own that. So if there's a message out there, I want to let all of you know it's okay to be not okay. And yes, there'll be moments when I have nothing to share. And what I can do actually, I can still go on a live to let people know that, hey, you know what? This is the moment I have nothing to share. But there's one message that I want to share with you guys. The reason why I'm on live is to let you guys know there'll be moments in your life you'll be like me or even slightly better than who I am. But I want you to embrace that moment. Once you embrace that moment, you will find strength in it and you will come back for life. That is for sure. And that's why we need a community. And that is the power that Andrea is creating. Please come and give your support as much as you can. And that's why we are here. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much. They don't let you go. Sorry, Manoj, I have to wait one more minute. So there is one more question. Is it better to do Facebook Live on a personal page or a business page? Does it have the same
Ah,
impact?
okay. Now it all depends on you, Pink Ranger. It
Cynthia,
depends
thank
on you. Yeah.
you.
Doing on a personal page, I would say you have more freedom, more liberty. But if it's on a business page, it's got to be really professional, really nicely done, and pay a lot of attention to your branding and your content because that's when people are going to judge you, whether we like it or not. We're going to be judged. But if it's on a personal page, you have more liberty, more room to, really find out your sweet spot. So that's the advice I'd like to share with you. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe practice on your personal first, and then you can elevate yourself in business when
Yes.
you are feeling more comfortable with it. I think that's a good way to get over it. So, Patricia, thank you so much. And then Yuva is summarizing. Here you go. So, giveaways, join hands with the like-minded people, and be vulnerable and confident. Agree?
Agree. Thank you. Those are the golden tips.
And also, Charm is saying share in other groups with a permission, which is also
Yes,
very
yes,
important. And then
yes.
posters to inform people if you are live. So I think they got it. Thank you so much, guys. This is actually what our live sessions, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, any
Yes.
kind of social media is about. You need to engage, you need to show up, and you need to create a sense of awareness, as Patricia said, about yourself and your brand, and then it will all work out, right, Patricia?
Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes it can take a long, long time, but don't give up. This is part of life, part of why we are doing here to help one another. But if you're in a sense of community, then your time will cut short, that's for sure. Your pathway to success will be shortened. Yeah.
So you have a date with Patricia for a free dinner.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You
Yeah.
can go mamak together. All right. So now I
Yes.
will bring up my next guest. Manoj is already in the studio smiling backstage.
Good, good,
So
good.
thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and
Okay.
supporting the live. And have an amazing day, Patricia.
Yeah. Enjoy the miracles. Watch the miracles happen. Okay. Bye.
And watch Patricia on Facebook. Connect with her.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, so changing speakers in the studio. Manoj is here. We are jumping continents now. So we are going to the USA, and Manoj is here, and I will bring him up. Hi, Manoj. How are you today? Let me unmute you. Okay, now you can be.
Hi, good, good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I was just having a fun time with Patricia and enjoying
Ah,
starting kick off the fourth week. I think it's just the
yeah. No,
beginning.
it was a pretty interesting topic. I enjoyed the session.
Thank you for being here, Manoj. It's not your first year, and I'm so appreciative towards those who are coming year by year and supporting the empowerment through digital transformation and digital empowerment. Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, before we start everything, I just want you to introduce yourself a little bit so those who are seeing you for the first time can have a little bit of backstage knowledge
Sure,
about you.
sure. Yeah. So my name is Manoj Agarwal. I'm one of the leading experts in the field of artificial intelligence, and I have written two books on technology. So basically, my background is technology, startups, cutting edge things like AI, machine learning, blockchain, and I also utilize these technologies to help people and businesses to um, basically open up people's minds towards what is possible and sort of realize their full potential, and also use these technologies to help businesses grow and build new audiences and get more customers and things of that nature. I also host a podcast called Bootstrapping Your Dreams, and it's one of the top 0.5% of the podcasts in the world.
Love it. And every time I'm listening to you, I'm just more inspired. I mean, there's so much more to go to. There's so
Yeah,
many things
no,
to do.
well, you are inspiring too. You're doing this third year in a row. It has been really, really good to see your growth and your drive to do this. I mean, it's not easy at all. So, congratulations.
Yeah, we were talking about what if you are waking up and you don't know what to say. Well, I would
Mhm.
say, what if you're waking up and you are like, oh, I have to go live again?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so true. So, Manoj, today we have an amazing topic with you, which is using technology to usher in an era of prosperity. And I think this is such a beautiful topic, but it needs a little bit of explanation. So, I'm always asking the speakers to help us with the definition, help us what's behind for you in this title. Why do you think it's so important to talk about this?
Yeah, I think the reason why this topic is so important is because so many groundbreaking and revolutionary technologies are coming together right now in this moment in human history, which has never happened before. um, there was there were so many groundbreaking discoveries and inventions that have come in the past, but uh, for example, automobile, the printing press, the computer, internet. But you will see that there have been many years or decades of gap between one and the other, and the next one and the next one. But right now, very, very powerful technologies are coming together at the same time. So artificial intelligence is obviously one of the biggest ones. Blockchain is another one. There are others. Many, like mobile technology is gaining so much popularity. Cloud computing. Um, so I forget the name of the another technology that is coming for editing genes. I forget the name. But you can imagine how these things will actually impact human life in the next 5 to 10 years, and you can also see the impact already it is having right now. Like, for example, we already have self-driving cars. We already have planes that can fly on electricity. They don't need any fuel. We already have technologies where you can walk into a store and there is no attendant needed for the shopper to actually shop and pay and do everything. Robots are building houses. 3D printing is another technology, by the way. So all of this is coming together at the same time, which is going to really change the way we live and change how much abundance and prosperity we have in the world.
I think it was genome technology, right? Or genome editing.
CRISPR.
CRISPR, yes, exactly. So those are the things that are coming up. And I think it's also, we were talking about this with John Scott Trutko, that it is more about like the base, what we are building on today, it's already much faster. So the acceleration and the change, the speed of the change is much faster just because of that. Because imagine before the internet, or when the internet was just invented, it was, compared to today's internet, it's a much slower thing, it's a much less complex thing. And today, with all this complexity around, it's just, I believe we are living in an amazing time, right, Manoj? I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
like, I'm wondering, I'm like a kid again, I'm like joining everything, and I'm like, wow, there's so much more to learn. And I'm like feeling again like in kindergarten, excited about every new thing that I'm hearing around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, do you have a questions, or should I just keep going?
I think we will go with the questions, but if you
Okay.
have something to accelerate on this or to add
Yeah.
to
So,
this.
in terms of exponential growth, like technology always grow exponentially. So, if you take a chart and then you just draw, the human evolution on one axis and the technology progress on one axis, you will see that it always goes in a hockey stick manner. Because what happens is that when we come up with a new idea, then it gives room to another idea that can build upon that, right? So for example, when we got the printing press, which helped us print the books. And now the first printing press was manual. You had to like typeset
With the
everything by
little letters
hand.
together.
And then the mechanical printing presses came, and then that was not even fast enough. Then the digital books came, and the internet came. So the speed of information, how it has disseminated, it is just exploding now. uh, uh, the Until around 2005, the information was basically static. Like we were not collecting a lot of new information. And then the phones came, and IoT devices came. And now the rate at what we produce new information is also exploding. Meaning, all our mobile phones produce so much data every second. And all these IoT device, Internet of Things, sensors everywhere, cameras everywhere, they are producing tremendous amount of data, right? So the rate of production of the data is growing, the rate of consumption is growing. And now comes these technologies like artificial intelligence. So the thing is that our human mind is not capable of understanding, comprehending, indexing all this information, right? And that's the reason why artificial intelligence is so important right now. Because uh, that's the only way we can make sense of this data. And we can say, okay, what is the insight that I can derive out of this data? So imagine if there was no Google. Imagine if there was no YouTube to search the videos online. How will we ever make sense of anything, right? So all these platforms, they utilize artificial intelligence heavily to figure out, okay, what is interesting to us humans. So you can already see, like, how things are progressing. And then talking about abundance and prosperity, um, I think, so I was in university in around 1996. And after that, I always was trying to gain more knowledge, buying books on computers and programming. And I remember, back then, if I had to buy one book, it used to cost at least $20-$30, right? At least one book. And in some cases you had to wait for weeks for the book to come. And now you can find every kind of information for free almost every kind of information for free online. Many universities have opened up their actual curriculum online for free. You can even go to like Ivy League colleges, universities like Stanford and Harvard, and you can actually take courses that are being taught to those students, right? So uh, is like, so now you can see how much abundance is being created, because something that was a rare resource and you had to pay so much money to acquire that is available almost for free. um, Similarly, as the human population is growing, things like food, drinking water, of course there are problems in all these areas, but you can imagine that at the rate the human population is growing, we are still able to feed everybody. We are still able to maintain, like for example, we went through this pandemic. Imagine if this happened, like maybe even like in 1990s, what do you think the world would have looked like? Because without the internet, without all of this interconnectivity, the whole world would have collapsed, right? So now you can see the real signs of abundance are already being created right now, and this is just the beginning of this, right? Like, so you can imagine in 10 years how the cost of production of goods will come down. So there are a lot of nuances to that. A lot of people argue, hey, what about the job loss, what about machines replacing humans? I won't go into that, even though like I have certain points. If people are curious, I can talk about that. But at the end of the day, the topic here is prosperity. Prosperity happens when everybody gets to enjoy the time, the resources, the things that they want to do with whoever they want to do. And you can imagine, most of the people in this world today are busy producing for very few, right? So there's this disparity between like developing nations are producing for developed nations and vice versa, or sorry, within the developed nations, the lower or middle class is producing for the upper class. And now if all that production is automated, there's not going to be as much competition for resources, and the cost of goods will come down, and hence we will have access to more resources equally, more equitably. So these are the signs that I'm seeing why we are going into an era of prosperity.
I have so many questions. I was just like listening to you, and I think it brings up so many questions, because most of the time, the first question is that people don't focus on this one. They don't focus on the positive side of technology, the positive side of being things, making things available, to just push a button and have your food on your table, or just to push a button and then have the connection with your family, like for me 9,000 kilometers away. And we start not to appreciate it, and we start to be afraid of it. So I just wanted to ask you about this. What is creating this double-sided sword? Or I don't know, it just feels
Yeah,
that it's more on the
this is,
negative side
this is
today.
nothing new actually. When you read history, every time there is a new invention, new technology created, as human beings we are always afraid of the unfamiliar. So when the car was invented, when the automobile was invented, there was a huge fear of the automobile. What if it blows up? What if it you know what if it crashes? Or safety and all those things. Like, many people also started, like, creating rumors like, okay, this is the vehicle of the devil and things like that. And then not only these things, but there was a huge concern about what will happen to the horse cart industry. Where will they go? There were millions and millions of people involved in that, riding the horse cart, making the horse cart, maintaining horses, taking care of the horses, even cleaning the streets of the dirt that was caused by the horses. So there was a huge industry, and now all that was sort of addressed, because people started to realize that, just like what you're saying, technology enables us to like order the food right away. People realize, instead of taking days to get somewhere, now I can get somewhere in hours. How much time that does that save, right? So technology always enables us to do more in less time and less resources. So similarly, when radio was invented, people were afraid, okay, like how what people who are in power, they're always afraid of how much information the masses can get. So there's always a fear that the masses may know a lot. So when radio was invented, that fear came into existence. Then television came. As parents, even today, we are scared that, oh, our kids are watching YouTube too much, or they are playing video games too much. But if we go back in our time, when I grew up, my parents used to say exact same thing. You're watching television too much. But back then I was like, I'm it's not too much. I really like it. I'm gaining, I'm finding interesting things on it. And as the generation goes, you will see that our parents are always afraid of the unknown, and we are very comfortable with what is familiar to us in this generation. But then we repeat the same pattern. We tell our kids, hey, don't do this because I don't understand it, right? So it's a human thing. It's nothing to do with what is happening today. It has always been like this.
I think we will get back to this because I know that you are also into mindset and how people think, and we will dig deeper into this point. But before we do that, I also would like to ask one more question about the AI, because how you think about the AI and the even information overload what we have today. It's what I heard from your sharing is that, okay, so we are drowning in information today. So compared to what we had in the past, we just drown. We don't really know what to do with all this information, and that's blocking us from growing because we just jump from one place to the other. So then this way AI can be a solution, right? Because it can filter the information and give us only the information bite-sized so that we can grow, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, um, you know, uh, there is something called, as AI becomes more and more powerful, because you see, right now we are still at a very early stage. So AI can synthesize the information, but in order to find that information, we still have to type it out and say, okay, what are the keywords, what we are looking for, right? So the AI converts that keyword and then finds that, okay, this is what you're looking for. Now, as AI progresses, it will actually become even more powerful than human mind. It will actually become even more powerful than a group of human minds. And then one day, the AI is going to become even more powerful than the combined, thinking power of the entire human population, right? So when these things happen, as we cross these thresholds, you will see that it will start to fuse with our mind. We won't even have to type things. It will just know, I can. Even today, there are companies who have products where it can actually connect with your brain, and you can control things with your mind. You don't have to have a mouse, you don't have to have a keyboard. These are very early technologies. So AI is going to go at that level where it will not only synthesize the information, but it will actually be able to understand what we really want, what we really need. And that's the kind of sophistication and fusion of technology we are heading towards.
I love this, and I love it's just, yeah, give me chills. I'm so many things I would ask you, but we are not so long here. But yeah, Manoj, every single time I have you, I just have new ideas, and everything is coming to my head at the same time. Thank you so much for the open share. And I think now we can go dig deeper into the human mind and what is it that is what we can do, because yeah, some things are patterns, some things are repeating. I believe some things are instincts that are engraved in us, like in our DNA, right? Or like in our past. But what do you think what we can do to accept the change more and to help to focus on the positive side instead of being stuck in this long time of being afraid?
Well, the first thing is, I believe people should read. We should get familiar with our history objectively, because when we start to read history, then we can start to see, okay, these things have happened in the past, so we can also start to foresee how this will unfold. Because as we see the history of technology, history of economics, history of knowledge, mathematics, science, uh, all of these things, you will start to see similar patterns, and how we evolve. Because technology is part of us, right? When we build something, when we give birth to a child, we don't say, oh, that's a separate entity. It's part of us, it's part of the human evolution. So technology that we build from our mind is also part of our technology, if our part of our evolution, right? So if we treat technology like that it is evolving with us, it is helping us evolve, then all these fears go away. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be ups and downs. There's never a smooth line of evolution. There's always, like, ups and downs, ups and downs, and that we have to deal with. Because when we invent something, we don't know all the negative side of that invention yet. So once we put it in practice, once we embrace it, then we say, oh, okay, these are the negatives, so now how we address it, and then we keep improving it. So the only thing I will say is that if you believe in your own evolution, if you are better today than yesterday, then technology is part of our evolution, right? So it all starts with us. It all starts with ourselves, understanding ourselves, understanding the human race, human evolution. And once you understand it, you start to develop this positive and more open attitude towards things. And the other thing is, consuming information like this, like from this summit and other sources, where true experts in the field are speaking about their experience, rather than just consuming information from websites where they are more interested in clickbait. They are more interested in how to leverage the fear that we all have about the unknown, how to leverage that and make more money. I mean, again, that's their business model. But if you consume the information from the right sources, then you get the right perspective, and then you can easily incorporate that into your thinking.
I really love this perspective that you brought up, that, okay, so this is part of the human evolution. And now I can see that, okay, so this is the evolution that has to happen so that the human race can evolve and break those patterns that has been repeated for
Exactly.
thousands of years. And now we are at another level when we will not have those patterns, but maybe we'll have others, right? Because it's still like something happening around us. Amazing thoughts. Thank you so much. And we have a question here from Yuva. Yuva is asking about AI look promising, but it requires some facilities to make it work. How can we make AI to work in places where there is a lack of facilities, for example, like underprivileged countries and territories?
See, again, this is just a mindset thing. There is no such thing as an lack of facilities, or underprivileged countries. Today, if you want to do something with AI, a lot of information is available for free. There is a website called kaggle.com. You can actually start to compete in AI related projects, and you can say, okay, I will solve this problem about pandemics or whatever. You can collect data. If you want to do something more meaningful, there are web services available on Amazon, on Microsoft Azure, where you can sign up for free, absolutely free. And these tools will allow you to build such powerful applications that you can also emulate what places like Amazon is doing and Netflix is doing. So there is no such thing as underprivileged country. The internet and technology has sort of created one world. Now we are living in one world, and so it's just a matter of defining the problem you are trying to solve, and then breaking it down into smaller steps, and then just saying, okay, how do I solve this step? How do I figure it out? And if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the knowledge, who can I connect with. It's never how to do things, it's always who can do it with me. Always look for the collaborators, not how to do it all yourself. We cannot do everything ourselves, right? So, for example, this very summit, you came up with the idea, you were the energy behind it, but you collected hundreds or probably thousands of people around you to make it happen, right? And here, as you said, like, I'm in North America, you are in Asia, probably other people are in other continents. So there is no barrier anymore. Now if we go back 10 years, to put this together would have been a huge challenge, right?
And I think that's something that, because many years, like 3 years, I'm doing this summit, and most probably the biggest problem here was that, for example, speakers from Africa, they don't have so much of bandwidth, or when they join in StreamYard, the technology is just not the same, or they have to use their mobile phones. But then I see that, okay, those who really are using this mindset that you have, who can help me with, they go into a cafe in
Yeah.
Africa, they sit in that cafe and they are logging in from that cafe where the internet is faster. So yes, we can be in a rural area where we don't have internet, but then you have two things that can help you. One of them is outside people who can, okay, we need in this area internet, how can we make this happen? And then secondly, you can move to a place physically where there is internet. So very interesting, intriguing.
One thing I will add here is the problem you are trying to solve, it needs to be meaningful to you, because that is the energy that is going to drive you to find the solution. If you just say, oh, AI is interesting, let me figure out a problem that I can solve, and oh, this looks too difficult, I don't have the tools, you will just lose interest and enthusiasm very quickly. But let's say, you are so passionate about drinking water, right? Probably your community was affected by that. Now there is passion, there is energy behind it, and now you will do everything in your power to figure out a solution.
I'm just really thankful for you, Manoj, for taking the time and being here. Time flies, just like with Patricia. I think this was an amazing 30 minutes together. And please, guys, rewatch this session. There is so much deep understanding and perspective here about the technology, what we are facing today, about the prosperity part, about the part of abundance that normally we are conditioned to forget by other people who are owning the power. So I think this was just a groundbreaking session. Manoj, thank you so much for bringing all these points up and empowering others by giving this information.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, Manoj.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so here we go. This was the first part of today's Global Empowerment Summit interviews. We are going on a break because it's Friday, so I don't want you to watch me when you are working. Let's support your employers. So we will get back again a little bit later, around 3 p.m. We will have Gerard and Todd from an amazing organization called Black Tie Digital, and they will talk about something very exciting also around technology, because this is the week of digital transformation and sustainability. Then we have Mirjana coming up. Mirjana will talk about the Web3, the change in the tech space. And then we have Carol coming up, Saving Save You, talking about some things that can help you in the blockchain technology or in the Internet of Money that can help you to do savings, have some savings and collect some money. We will also have Patrick here, how to make your digital skills future ready. And Nancy will come up with Never Too Late to Start with Technology, and many, many others like Meta Shapers leader, Sharad, Jamie, who was sponsoring our metaverse experience, and we will do it again in the last week of the summit. Emma is coming up with artisanal fashion textiles, because we also want to show the sustainability part. And then we have an amazing panel coming up this evening from 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time, when we will explore the future of digital. So So many things, guys. Keep on tuning in, keep on supporting the summit, and keep on learning and sharing the feeds, share the YouTube channel links, so that many people can join and many people can be empowered. And thank you for Patricia for being here, and thank you, Manoj. It was an amazing morning together. And thank you for Jack, Yuva, Alchan, Cynthia, Angela, Lalita, and every single person, Sharmini, Amelia, Jagatis, for tuning in and for supporting the community. There is a lot of things to do here. A lot of exciting things are coming in 2023. And I'm just very happy to do this with all of you guys. So have an awesome morning. See you again in the afternoon. And don't forget, we empower you, you empower others. Bye bye.